All right, have and have not fans. Today is the day, the mid-season finale of season 7, Bananas Foster, and it's kind of hard to believe that 2020 is flying by. It feels like just yesterday was January 7th, right, when the show came back, and here we are. Wow, let me double check. 8. Yeah, it was January 7th. I wanted to make sure it was the 14th, but on the bright side, 3 weeks from now, we're going to have the return of If Loving You Was Wrong. And then next Thursday on the 19th, Tyler Perry's Ruthless. And even though I don't watch it week to week, I only watch the first episode. Young Dylan just finished up filming for season 1. And apparently it's doing very well on Nickelodeon. So congratulations to Tyler Perry and the cast of that show. So if you have any younger people in your family, whether it be kids, cousins, nieces, nephews, hopefully they enjoy the show. But for this particular videos, I actually have a few I need to record today and get them up before the episode comes on. We're going to talk about David and what Veronica said to him in the last episode. Boom, boom, bang about the DNA test. Wait, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. I'm sorry. I'm already getting my episodes mixed up. And let me put it this way. I honestly, this was brought up way back when Veronica said this to Jeffrey about, oh, you really think he's your dad, huh? Right before she got thrown off the balcony. And then, what was it, like at the end of season 5? Yeah, it was the end because Benny got stabbed at the same episode. Then, season 6 when she told David about William being the real father. And then he tried to drown her. Some fans have speculated that when it came to Veronica hinting to Jeffrey that David wasn't his father, it was just about getting inside of his head. But I honestly think when Veronica told David at the pool about William, I really do feel like she was not lying. I think that William is Jeffrey's real father, in my opinion. The argument could be made that she just brought this up to kind of twist the knife in further with David. Pretty much, because of the fact that she doesn't want anyone else to have any peace until she feels content. I guess it's the best way to say it. So she can't get Jeffrey in line. She can't get Jeffrey to do what, she wants him to do. Be heterosexual, be with a woman, have a grandson, carry on a family legacy. Basically live the way she wants him to live. So the next best thing is, hey, not only am I going to get rid of David's whores, not only am I going to make life hell for any man that Jeffrey's with, what I'm going to do is ruin the relationship between Jeffrey and David by spreading these lies about him not being the real father. So if David did get a DNA test, could it be possible that it turns out he is the father? And Veronica just said that stuff out of spite in order to make him second guess things, because she does know how to manipulate people in order to, I guess you could say, if I'm not going to kill you, straightforward, if I'm not going to blow you up, if I'm not going to, physically assault you, what I'm going to do is, F you over emotionally. And she does know how to do that, even though it doesn't seem like she's done this since the episode Mr. Jim, if memory serves, and that's going on one of her homophobic rants or anything like that. I mean, of course, in the last episode, she had her elitist and, persona, a bit of racism when it came to the maid she wanted to work, rejecting one after another. But I think that was done. I know that racism overall isn't really something that the word tasteful should be used to define, but I felt that in terms of that scene, it was actually done quite comedically when it came to Veronica's delivery. What's the word I'm looking for? Deadpan delivery, where it's just like straightforward to the point. I think that fit more of her character than, it felt less forced. It felt less forced than her with a megaphone, sending out all these slurs towards both her son and Madison, or, going to the hospital, doing the same thing to Madison or Justin. So I felt like that scene was definitely hilarious. But I think David isn't the father just because Veronica, I mean, she lies, but there are moments where you can tell she's telling the truth. She really tells the truth maybe not in a not so kind way when she really wants to, stick it to someone. So in my opinion, I don't think David is the father. I'm about 90. If you were to ask me, I would say 97% he's not the father. I would say that 3% is, him being the father. But, what was it in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when Wandu was about to die? He sacrificed himself for Peter Quill. He was talking about ego as, ego or Igor, I forgot. Basically, right before, he was like, he may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. And he's like, no. So that's pretty much, David, in the fact that even though he might not biologically be Jeffrey's father, he was a daddy. I mean, if anything, David was there for everyone. I mean, Jeffrey threw it all for the most part. I mean, no offense to William, but, first of all, you messed around with a woman you knew was married to one of your colleagues. And then you could make the argument that Veronica didn't tell William that Jeffrey was the son. I don't know. I really don't know how that went down. But that encounter should be something interesting. Some people were bringing up the fact, would Jeffrey even want to get to know his real father? I don't know. I mean, let me put it this way. Kind of like, with with Benny and Tony, even though Lord knows if Tony's ever coming back. As far as I know, Patrick Fassett has not been to Atlanta for filming on the Haves and Have-Nots. So he's not going to be in the back half of season 7. He's not going to be in season 8. Season 9, well, I don't know when it's going to be filmed yet, but it will be done this year, obviously. So I will definitely keep my eye out. I don't know, because given the fact that the channel is a lot bigger than it was, in 2018, some people probably will purposefully not tell me certain things or post photos because they'll know I report on it. But it would be very interesting to see, Jeffrey interact with his father just to get insight on, how he found himself because he was homosexual. But then, Veronica said he went to some monastery in like Utah or some. Look, it's been over almost a year since she said that information. But either way, he went to a monastery, came back, he was straight. I don't know. But that conversation might be had in the future. I don't know. And I might do a video on that soon. Maybe after this week's episode. But yeah, do you think David will listen to Veronica? And, Jim, Veronica said that I wasn't Jeffrey's father. I feel like, if he brings up the name William and whatnot, Jim will be like, oh, you're just now figuring this out, or that ice cold bitch really said that. I don't know. It will be an interesting conversation. It's just that I wonder if David will actually do it. Are Veronica's words haunting him? Like, let's say, for example, if Veronica does get killed by a kill, or better yet, what if Veronica does get killed, aka Laura, and then everybody thinks Veronica's dead, but then like my last video, Veronica goes into hiding. Will her words still haunt David so he actually gets the DNA test? And then what if he finds out he wasn't the father? Or what if he's like, I am the father. That bitch just said that to get on my nerves. I should have pimp slapped her again. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Will the DNA test take place? Is David the real father? Not to mention, will the information ever be given to Jeffrey? Will Jeffrey ever find out? Because remember, Veronica did say, oh, so you still think that's your father? But Jeffrey really didn't have a reaction to that. So we'll have to wait and see. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Let's try to get this video to 75 likes. Let's see if we can set a goal for 75 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Also, hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out whenever I post new content. And as always, links to all my social media in the description box below. If you want to donate anything to the channel, there's a link to my PayPal. Not mandatory, because you watching this video, commenting, liking, subscribing helps me out in more ways than you can imagine. But hey, a couple extra bucks doesn't hurt to help keep the lights on. So with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in, and I have more videos to record right now. And also remember, mid-season finale, 9 p.m. on OWN, Bananas Foster, season 7, episode 10. If we get a return date for the Haves and the Have-Nots, trust and believe, I will definitely report on that. And also, if there is a trailer for when the show returns, whenever that is, I'll definitely break it down. I'm praying we get one, because if I remember correctly, I don't think we got a trailer at the end of the mid-season episode last March, and we had to wait until like April or May to get it. So fingers crossed on that.